Ask the average woman on the street about her well woman exam, and you may get mixed answers.
No big deal, and I'm glad when it's over and I've done it. Like the dentist.
But most women agree.
I just rather know that everything's working correctly.
Vivian Dickerson is the president of the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists. She'd like to see every woman get regular exams, even if they're feeling well.
Primary prevention is clearly the key, and this is a great opportunity, the well woman exam, not just to do the gynecologic things, but to really talk about her health and her health risks in general.
The well woman exam is kind of like a tune-up. It's a chance for women to get a general check of their health and make sure they get important screening tests, such as the Pap test, DNA test, or the human papillomavirus test, called HPV. Marty Spatel-Ziegelbauer spent 20 years in radio and television broadcasting, mainly in Wisconsin and Minnesota. She'd been relatively healthy all her life, so when her career called, Marty answered that call, like many busy women today.
My life was all about my career, and I made that a priority, and my health came second.
There came a day when Marty couldn't ignore her health any longer. She was about to sign off the air for the last time and move on to a television consulting career. On that very day, she developed severe bleeding and had to see a doctor immediately.
Imagine your legs are up in stirrups, because they are, and there's a sheet over your legs, and you hear a physician beneath you saying, we need to stop this exam because the tumor in your cervix is too large. I took a deep breath just like that, and I asked him, I said, did you say tumor?
Marty later found out she had stage 3 aggressive cervical cancer. This 38-year-old, a daughter of a doctor, had to have cancer surgery right away. The race for advancing her career had now turned into a race against time.
I cried the entire way home. And it was at that moment that it hit me that all these things about my job that I thought were so important and developing this career really meant nothing at all.
Had Marty made and kept her appointments for her well woman exam, her cancer might have been caught earlier. Depending on family history and a woman's own Pap test history, she can expect to be screened as often as every year. Joyce Schwartz is a pathologist with the National Testing Laboratory.
The Pap test has really decreased the amount of cervical cancer tremendously. It's probably decreased at 70%. So it is truly a wonderful screening test for cervical cancer.
During a well woman exam, women can also take the opportunity to ask questions of the doctor and discuss important issues surrounding their physical and mental health. Dina Bordeaux is an advanced registered nurse practitioner.
They're always going to have their breast exam and their pelvic exam, which is going to usually include their Pap when they come for their well woman exam. But depending on how old they are, that usually would really gauge what specific tests.
If you have high lipid levels, there are no symptoms until you have a heart attack or a stroke. So it is so important to know at least your baseline levels and to get them monitored periodically to stay healthy for the rest of your life.
Take advantage of the fact that you can come in to see me every year. Take advantage of the fact that there are many things you can do every single day without me that will keep you healthy and keep you strong and make that a priority.
Marty's life has been completely transformed since being diagnosed with and treated for cancer. By day, she works to raise money and awareness about the importance of routine women's health screenings. By night, she's a motivational speaker. But instead of giving speeches about climbing the corporate ladder, she now shares her experiences with cancer and encourages women to have their annual exams.
5 years ago, I don't want another woman to be sitting in the chair I am right now telling you this terrible story when we don't have to.
Marty's medical wake-up call not only put her on the road to better health, it also caused a rekindling of a relationship with an old friend who would become her biggest supporter in communicating the dangers of cervical cancer. He read about Marty's condition in a newspaper article and gave her a call.
She said, you know, I have cervical cancer. I'm trying to survive. I'm fighting the battle day to day. If I can prevent by me going public, because of my public background being a television anchor, and what happened because I forgot to get a Pap smear test, that I'll put anything in the newspaper, on television or radio, if it saves one woman to go through the same pain and agony that I went through.
1 year later, Marty Spital and Gary Ziegelbauer were married. Now they spend time cooking up ways to raise money for various charities, including 2 specifically for women's health that bear Marty's name. These foundations provide Pap tests and follow-up testing for women who can't afford it.
Very important to me. It's very important to my wife. Because the more money we can raise, the more cause and effect to save lives we.
Though Marty has been cancer-free for 5 years, she still has a strong message for other women.
Use me as an example if you have not had a visit to your doctor in the last year.